Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Rewire. I wanted to talk to you just for a few seconds about making a decision. If you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel already, just go ahead and do that real quick. I greatly appreciate it. It helps with my rankings. And let's get right to it. So making a decision is probably one of the simplest things a person can do for themselves, not only chemically, but mentally, and even in the scope of their whole life, like things to do, how to get it done, reasons to do something. In the chemical reaction of your system, when you make a decision, the power that it gives you alone can be quite amazing, actually. Even if the decision you made ends up being wrong, which we'll talk about that in a second. Making a decision is simple as sitting down and deciding. We make it into this arduous chore, right? Make a list, all the pros, all the cons, and then you hem and haw and back and forth, and do I do it? Do I not do it? Do I do something else? And you weigh all these options and all these things. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do. What I'm saying is if you do that for too long, inside your system, you're going to create a level of stress. You're going to keep pouring cortisol and probably a little adrenaline into your system, and even dopamine, because dopamine is what gives you that feeling of expectancy. And so you're going to keep expecting something to happen or not happen, or I'm going to make the decision or I'm not, right? So you're setting your system up to stay in this weird loop of needing to make a decision. We don't want to do that. I heard somebody say, and I cannot remember, I would give him credit, but I can't remember for the life of me who it was. Not too long ago, I was watching another video, and what he said was you can practice making decisions. Practice on simple things and give yourself easy reasons to make the decision quickly. So the speed at which you make the decision actually matters. The faster you make the decision, the faster your brain is going to tweak and make an adjustment, and you can start growing neuroplasticity or growing new information to that new decision, right? To that new thought. If you let it hang out in your system for a long period of time and hemming and hawing back and forth, you're doing the same thing. You're creating neuroplastic, you're creating pathways in your system, not just your brain, but in your whole system, that you can't make a decision. If you tell yourself it's scary, it's going to be scary. If you tell yourself it's hard, it's going to be really hard, because your brain will go searching for that information to add to whatever it is you're doing. Does that make sense? So when you're making a decision, make it quick. Do I want a cup of coffee or not? Put yourself in simple positions to say yeses or nos. Do I want to have a salad for lunch? Yes or no? Am I going to go outside and go for a walk today? Yes or no? Am I going to go outside at 4 p.m.? Yes or no? Make fast decisions and then go do whatever you made the decision on. In those moments, what you're doing is actually training your system to make a decision and be okay with the decision. Then when the bigger decisions come up, it's no different. Make the decision quickly. If you go through all the junk of pros and cons and weighing and weighing and weighing, and keep going back through the cycle, and you keep doing that for 3 or 4 weeks, guess what you've done? You've created a habit of not being able to make a decision. In your brain, it doesn't matter what the decision was, it was just the fact that that's what you were doing, and then every time you come back to make another decision, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, you're going to get stuck. Don't do that to yourself. So if you're stuck in decision processes and going, do I do this? Do I not do this? Start with simple things. Am I going to quit drinking caffeine? Yes or no? Make the decision and then stand on it. Just do it, right? Some things feel like they're harder than others because we're chemically resolved to want those things, like the caffeine would be the issue. But if you make the decision quickly, and even if you accidentally have a cup of coffee or whatever the thing is for you, forgive yourself. You're also training yourself in those ways also. You're giving yourself grace, mercy, right? Come back to peace. Come back to your higher level feeling. You always have to come back to that no matter what's going on around you anyway. So do you get it? Make the decision quickly, whatever it is. Stand on it, right, wrong, or indifferent. And then take the next step. And that's the next key, is take the next step. What shows up next? Because if you're on this side of the decision, right, you're on this side of the decision, let's say the decision is here, if you never make the decision, you're never going to find out what's over here. And it might not be what you think, right? So put some good intention to it, put some high volume, high velocity vibration to it. See what's on the other side of that, because you really don't know, okay? So that's my word for today. Make the decision, stand on it, practice making decisions, right, wrong, or indifferent, just make decisions, and then see what's on the other side of the decision, because in that you're going to have a whole new spectrum of steps you could possibly take, right? Possibility opens back up. You get to make another decision. It's an ongoing process. You can do this. All right, blessings and peace. My name is Christy Mattoon. This is Mind Rewire. I will be seeing you again soon.